right, guys, welcome back to the Imaxit YouTube platform. I'm your host, JD. If you're new, make sure to hit that like button, share, and definitely subscribe. So, in this one, as what I've stated at the title, big opportunity. Our opportunities, I should have said, for Jamaica Reggae Boys, locals, um, Nigeria, Super Eagles, locals, Trinidad and Tobago, Soca, local warriors as well. Yes, so I have that. I have some congratulations to put out as well, and I have some performances to talk on as well, and to look closer to the future. But we have Pastor with us as well, so I wanted to make sure I bless up Pastor early because me and Pastor running off this show. All right, we saw float management in the building. Bless up, bless up. As you come in, people, you know the drill. Just hit that like button by double tapping the screen and leave your thoughts on any one of the topics then that we have at hand. And you want to give a take. And for later, guys, we have been trying to do Suriname, me and Sean Base, for a couple of days now because Suriname have some very good news. And we have not done it. I think it's today we planned on doing it. So definitely look out for that as well. All right. We have Party in the house. Big up yourself. DJ
That's so
Nasim.
high.
Thanks for being here. Massive, massive respect. So, Pastor, how are you doing, big boss?
I am I'm doing very well. You're hearing me? Are you
Yes,
hearing
yes.
me?
I am hearing you. I am hearing
Yeah.
you. Well, yeah.
Yes. I'm just trying to get my
I don't know if the
camera
fans are hearing you, but I think they're
up.
gonna tell you that they're hearing you or not, so we can get working out. But I'm hearing you well, though. I'm hearing you well. Just
I'm
looking for
trying to get the
my ID.
I'm trying to get the camera up so that my head is not way above yours.
Okay, okay.
Um
All right. Bless up,
yeah.
Parky. One Love came in. Massive, massive respect as well. Yeah, man. Everyone that's coming in, bless up yourself. Yeah. So let me start it early by just giving you of facts so we can get into the conversation. So congratulations, Johnny Powell, big up yourself, thanks for being here. Congratulations to a potential reggae boy that we just saw named in the 60-man pool for the Gold Cup and maybe possible World Cup as well. Tyrese Campbell and Charlton yesterday got promoted to the championship. Match day war zone. Love life, boss. Bless up yourself. Thanks for being here. Yes, so I did made a post yesterday to say
Okay.
congratulations to Tyrese Campbell and our present reggae boy, which is Karai Anderson. Both of them actually featured yesterday. So let me make sure to give you exactly what took place. We're gonna go through everything once you know me and Pastor come in. That's how it goes. All right. So yesterday, Charlton defeated Leighton Orient 1 goal to nil.
Okay.
Gillespie scored in the 31st minute right there. Tyrese Campbell did played 81 minutes. Tyrese Campbell played in the game, and our boy Kai Anderson came in on the 68th minute for Alexander Gilbert as well. And I'm so proud to see that they gave him some minutes because I do believe that he's on the fringe, but I think he's a industrial player that can do a lot, you know. So that's why I love the fact that he got some minutes yesterday, you know. I think him even going up to the next level, he might be one of them that get cost. Qualification might cost him, and they might loan him back out to keep on learning because that's how it goes. But I think the player is a solid player, and he brought them up. He helped brought them up. All right, and I could be completely wrong. Reggae last year, Reggae was on the bench in the qualifiers, and he still made it up. You understand me? They are two different players. All right. Anderson played well, almost had an assist. Ara, big up yourself, said JD, aka Gene Dean. Tyrell Senior, big up yourself, and Bestas Documentary, big up yourself. All right, so how it goes now, people. Um, this I think this is a good thing It's a good thing, for the club, massively good thing. But maybe it's not a good thing for the Jamaican players them there. If Tyrese Campbell comes and play for Jamaica, I think he's the only one that has a surety to stay at the club, at least in a capacity of playing either on the bench as a substitute, which I think he's not going to be a substitute. I think he's going to be a starter. But you have a young Jamaican that is there, never featured because I already told you guys that he wouldn't have featured. Maybe the coach, and this is where people said that the coach was a liar because they all knew these things. So it's like the coach never knew that the fan base was so educated. You understand me? Um, and we knew that he wasn't in the match day card. He wasn't amongst the squad. So when he was talking like that, nothing went that way. You understand me? But in my conversation here, I think him and Anderson could be two of those guys that might not make it to the next level and has to go on loan or something. So out of all three of them, people, listen to the conversation. We're talking about the promotion is a very good thing, but is it a good thing for the one potential reggae boy, are the two current playing reggae boys? I actually believe that it's only the potential might stay in people. What say you guys? I want to hear Pastor state because that's a good argument to say that maybe the promotion is a very good thing, but I think it come a little too fast for both Anderson and Dixon. And I think only Campbell will be the one staying there. Like in a capacity of playing regular minutes. If both of them stays reggae boy there, which is Campbell, Tyrese Campbell, the one that was listed on our listing for the Gold Cup. And also we have two current reggae boys, which is Dixon and Anderson. But I'm saying based on how we saw the trajectory, I don't know if both Anderson and Dixon will step up to that level of championship levels because both of them was a bit part player. No, one was a bit part player. No, because he passed the numbers amount of minutes that he got. Yeah, once you get a certain amount of minutes, Lee Young, you're qualified for a medal. All right? That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Lee Young, I thought you would have known that. Even for Liverpool, they wanted my boy to play a certain amount of minutes to collect the medal. You never saw that be a big thing in England. The guy from Italy that they bought, that they wanted him to play a certain amount of minutes so he could have gotten a medal. You don't know that, Leon? That's how it works. That's how it works. You don't have to be a part of the squad at all. You just, a man wants to put you on a CV or something. He gives you a certain amount of minutes. You understand me? Yes. But that's not my conversation. I think we meddle into unnecessary things. I think I am talking, I'm putting a brilliant point, Pastor. And the viewers, how you
Yes.
guys see this? Like for the upgrading of Charlton, you think that these guys are going to be pushed aside, or you think that the coach will believe in them?
Um, Good morning to everybody in the chat and big up to all those people who are using the term big up. Yeah, so we understand each other. Uh, JD, I think a team going up to the championship will have to have squad depth. So
Mm-hmm.
the likelihood of them being a part of the team is going to be geared within the depth of the squad. Tyrese Campbell, definitely, you would expect that him being a starter would be a part of the conversation. That's a given.
But we are not
But in
sure
terms
if
of
Tyrese Campbell
squad
is going
depth,
to be a starter. You don't think you're not sure if he's going to be a starter, but you think that he has the closer potential of being more involved.
yes,
Okay, okay.
yes,
I agree with that as well.
and if they go up to the championship, they're going to get players. So that might also make him not be a starter, but he has the best chance of being in the mix. What I will say for Anderson is because of the realization of the positions he can play, that will count in his stead in a big percentage. This is a utility player that we have seen Charlton use right across different positions, even in the position Dixon plays. You know, so that holds well for him. On the other hand, because Dixon didn't actually break into the first team, it is a stretch to consider that they will have him in the championship because they didn't see him at the level for League One. So if you're not at the level for League One, there's no way for you to wrap your brain around it that he's at the level for the championship. So I believe, and you
Okay.
know, for all those persons who jump to say people fight against people, if Charlton wasn't considering Dixon as a developing project, they would not have given him the minutes to ensure that he gets a medal. So he feels a part of the program, that they're making strides to develop him. So they ensure he got the minutes to be able to really be a part. And I'm not going past what the coach says. He's on the ground. He's the one with the qualification. And if the
Okay.
coach says you're not at this level for me to profit off of you being in the squad at this level, who am I? Even if I am some kind of a coach, which I am not, I don't have no certification. Who am I to say otherwise? You're actually going to be rubbing up the man's CV. So I don't think that we should look forward to Dixon in the Charlton setup in championship. I think it would be wise for Dixon to stay with Charlton because they will send him out on loan and they will send him where they deem him to benefit the most. So
Well
I think
said.
he should
Yes, I think
I
that's
think he should stay with Charlton and let the coach do his job. Send him where he thinks he will develop the most. Charlton trusts the system that they use. So they will, because Charlton is looking to cash in on their investment. So they will
yes,
send him
yes.
so that they can pull him back. So I think he should
Or
stay with
benefit off
Charlton.
of a sale in the future. Or benefit.
Yeah,
So if you're
yeah.
not going to cut
They're going
it,
to
you
develop
have to
it.
benefit on a
Mhm.
sale as well. Bless up everyone that's coming
Yeah.
in. Please do hit the like button by double tapping the screen because this is a different feature. Because I'm on the road and I never had enough time to set up everything. So what we're talking about is Charlton making it up, and we have one potential reggae boy and two current playing reggae boys on the squad. But it looks like it's only at this point. It looks like it's only for me. I said I think it's only Tyrese Campbell alone will make the team next year. Shorty. Don't know if he's going to be a part of the bench or a part of the starting lineup to play in the championship. And we asked about the next two. What Pastor said he does. He might have a chance for Anderson, but he doesn't see Dixon matriculating into the championship as well, which I can understand where he's coming from. I
I'm
went
trusting
as
the
further than
coach to
my
go with
pastor. I,
Anderson.
I went further than Pastor because I said I am not sure if I think both Anderson and Dixon will make the cut up. I don't know. I would have to see because even though Anderson got way more time, I just believe that maybe they would like to add more people to their squads because they would want to jump to the Premier League. And people should understand that qualifying for the Premier League is 100 plus million. The fact you're reaching the Premier League, you're close to getting 200 million pounds. So it's a big difference from the Championship to the Premier League. Yes. So if they want to go for that, let's make the big splash. I think they would have to looking at adding some quality players. I'm not saying those two players are not quality, but I'm just saying that I don't think they have reached that level as yet. To push them. Even Anderson, I'm still saying because I know a lot of people don't rate Anderson highly, but as what you look at, he's a utility player. So even if at the end part of the bench, he has a stronger possibility. Yes.
Yeah.
Khadija
Um,
Adam says, "Are you guys Jamaican?" Yes, we are. And thanks everyone coming in. I missed your comment. We just wanted to put that in. So congratulations to Charlton, but it's looking tough for the Jamaicans in Charlton at this point, based on how the season went. I'm hoping that they can impress in national games or in the training at Charlton to say that they can beef up their chances because Tyrese Campbell chances is up there. I would love for the rest chances to be up there as well. All right, so that was Tyrese Campbell and the whole of them, Pastor. I never got to talk to you, Pastor. Going to screen record this show. Yes, you can do so. They will definitely add players to try and stay up in the championship. I don't know so much about the. Oh, so truth is truth. I say he doesn't believe that they're gonna try and make the big jump once. They just to survive. So the first trip is the first trip is the first trip. Yeah, you can clip campus. You can clip it. You can clip it. That's why we asked the question because it's a valid question to ask, and we based it off who performed. So I just said I'm not sure if the next two will make the cut next year. It's just my early prediction. It could change. I am Nostradamus, but I don't get everything right. And I love when I brought up takes, and if it's not right, I can come back and educate you on why, what improvement the player made, and those stuff. It makes room for more conversation. So I have no problem. Click me. I am the one that says click me always. Record every one of the shows. Sleep with it in your ears. It's always good for me. All right, because that shows me that you're definitely respecting how I go about things. All right. Yes, I know a lot of people would like for me to be wrong, but I have no problem as well. I want to be wrong. You understand me? Because that me being wrong would have been better for Jamaica, because that means these players would have excelled past where they are now. You understand me, Pastor? So he doesn't even realize that me being wrong would have been very good. You know?
JD, but that's why I said it the way I said it. I'm looking at, I'm making my assessment, looking at it based on how Charlton throughout the season that got them
And you're
promoted to
not
the
wrong, Pastor.
championship.
You're not wrong.
The,
You
the,
know we're
the,
Jamaican, and you know
the
them stay
reality is,
already. Them always them always just want to go a different direction. You know? Yes. So now we have let me just run through the next part with Leon Bailey and what I've gotten people, because a lot of people call me. I know that Leon Bailey fan base is the biggest in Jamaica. And even when I talked about him and he never scored, them cost me, Pastor. No, I'm not talking
mhm,
about him because I know it's a tricky subject. They called me and said, JD, you need to find out what's going on with Liam Bailey. So I went and did some research, and they played yesterday again. And I want to say that the news about Liam Bailey um, leaving is gathering steam in Aston Villa. Um, and at this point, let me give you the numbers right here to show you where my conversation is going to come from. All right. So Aston Villa finished in the Europa League, UEFA League spot, not the Champions League. They lost it on the final day. One against terrible Manchester United, and they would have booked them spot in the Champions League. They went on to lose it. All right. And they're launching a protest because they said, I don't know if they're saying it's match fixing and all of those stuff. So I know that you guys that's following news, you would have seen that they launched a protest yesterday and said they were complaining about the refereeing staff. So I don't know what happened. Yes, the protest was right that they're launching. Yes, they're launching. I want to think that it has something to do with the red card, right? Yes. So, anyways, aside from that, let me just stick, because obviously the robbery part will still stay as long because it's big now. It's on Sky News everywhere. So I want to say they must have a claim why it's everywhere. It's trending on Twitter. It's on every news. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, we go for it now. Liam Bailey never even came off the bench at all. They never considered to put him on or nothing. And to be honest, all right, they never considered it and they never brought him on at all. All right. Where I would say why I think it's even gathering more steam, that now go away. Okay. Yes, where I would say it's gathering more steam for Liam Bailey to get sold. If they had made the Champions League, they would have needed more resources. Every time when they drop down a league, they tend to drop down the resources. So if they will go on to keep Rashford and Asensio, I could see Liam Bailey leaving for sure. But if they go back on the loans from Rashford and Asensio, that's when I could say that Liam Bailey might stay. But I think they might cash out on Liam Bailey for sure. Pastor, what say you? No, Billy, the protest was about the goal scored. Ref blew whistle, premature, it's a goal. Okay. All right. Can't afford Rashford. But the last time they said that they would, if Manchester United wanted 30 million plus Liam Bailey for to complete the deal for Rashford. I think at this point, Too early for Bailey go Saudi, but that's what I thought as well in Guzo. But I heard the whole Jamaica saying, "Yo, JD, when it's Saudi." So we're gonna have a conversation, Pastor. When it's Saudi, when it's Saudi, the man need to go and take the bag. I believe in, if you have a profession, Pastor, you should do your best in that profession before you even and go at the highest peak before trying to look for monetary compensation. What say you, Pastor?
These are the same people who cuss Damarai Gray for going to Saudi and use it to say Damarai Gray drop off a ship from him go Saudi. And that is why Damarai Gray need to be replaced. So how are you now saying it is okay for Leon Bailey to go to Saudi at this point in time? Every, these same people are saying Damarai Gray need to find himself back at least the championship or in the EPL, right? But you're saying it is okay for Leon Bailey to go cash the bag. The inconsistencies within the argument of a lot of the Jamaican fans is appalling at best. And I'm trying to find mild words because this is an international stage. I don't want to be known as the man of war. My name is not Joshua.
The name that you gave
Joshua is
yourself,
my
you don't want
son,
to be
not
known
me.
as it. Oh my God.
You know, Joshua is my son. I am not Joshua. The reality of the situation is, JD, if you're a doctor, you want to practice at the highest recognizable level in medicine. That's where you want to be. Every doctor that go medical school in Jamaica would have loved to work at the Tony Thwaites wing of the University Hospital of the University of the West Indies Hospital. That's every doctor's dream. But we produce more doctors that can work there all the time. So you have doctors have to go out. So when they go out to other parishes, they want to be known as the top doctors wherever they go. No, if you're going to say it is okay for you to not work as the top doctor, it means that you are not so focused on who you are or the what you do. You're only focused on what you can make. Now that don't speak to a moral standing within your chosen profession. In my mind, I can be wrong, but in my mind, that really don't speak to any high moral standard within your chosen profession. So for me, Leon Bailey has to think about his future, yes, but your future is also going to be tied to a legacy. If he
Facts. I
leaves
agree.
Aston Villa, if he leaves Aston Villa when it seems as though he's on the downturn, his legacy is going
Mm-hmm.
to say he failed in the EPL. That's what his legacy is going to say. You don't want that as a legacy in the profession that you have chosen. So for me, I would think Leon Bailey needs to leave for Saudi when he is at his best in the EPL, not when he's on a downturn.
Okay. All right. We have I agree with Pastor. Signal said Bailey does not fit the profile of a player that Saudi teams want. They want players who are consistently good and can come in and make the team better. I would be surprised if he goes there. Okay, and then Nosaj says that, big up yourself, Nosaj, hope all is well with you and the family. Says that Billy has the pastor found a new church or something. He's calm, not so loud anymore. Laugh out loud. What sparked the
Better
change?
mics,
I
better
can't
mics,
speak for him, but obviously you saw the show
Nasaj.
going in a different direction and more people digesting it. So why we can't just be nice? Why can't we be nicer? No, Saj. Why? We're already knowledgeable on the sport. So why we can't just be nicer so people can digest it a little bit? In no, Saj, he troublemaker. Cause I heard him the other day saying
Nasaj.
that me a inform. Him call me an informer the other day. because after the Shotman tour, World War 15 it a go on, and him say me sell him out, you know. Him and him friend them in the chat say me sell them out. You understand me? So from that day, I lose it. All right,
Uh, Not
all right.
as
So
better mics, and the fact that we are streaming to a wider cross section of people, different nationalities, the cultures. You
Christine,
have
big
to
up
be
yourself.
able
Thanks for
to
being here.
cross culture.
JD, when you nice, you're boring. I come for your rants. No, unless you found me boring. People them love me. So people hear that Urquhart said, if I'm not ranting, I'm boring. I think he meant that in general, if people not ranting, they're boring to him. Starboy, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Guys, go and support Starboy. He's an animator that does Jamaican content. So support your brother. We have 200 people in the chat, guys. Double tap the screen so we can pass the 100. And we are hearing in the chat that they're saying that they got updates on Ravel and Mikel Antonio joining the squad. I don't know how true that is. I'm gonna check now on the JFF website because remember I don't follow JFF, you know. I don't follow JFF, but normally the news would have came to me. So I would just check to see if they have posted it. All right. So
JD, while you're doing that, let me answer um, what his name is, Jack Diamond. Pastor was on a very long fast. He has lost a lot of weight. Um, Partly through Jack Diamond. I've lost a lot of weight, but I was not on any fast at all. I fast 1 day a week, generally for the body sake, which is Wednesday. I wasn't on no long fast. But yes, I've lost 48 pounds. I am trying to get myself reconditioned. So yeah.
okay.
And
So
I didn't
when I
go on
do
no
have that
long
update,
fast.
people, when I do have that update, people, I will bring it to you guys. Why wouldn't you follow No, truth is truth. I don't follow them. If I'm a journalist and a football person and I can gain if I come here and tell you that a player will not be available, I don't need the JFF to tell me that. That is just me doing my job. So I have nothing connected to them. To be honest, I've always said once it's coming out of Jamaica football, I don't believe it. I've always said that for years. And I think I feared out very well um after not believing that. Oh, ironic. I was the only one said I'm not believing not what the JFF says. And I am here as the number one person that they come and listen to. And believe when I've said something, even when it's 2 months before they announced it, you still believe me and show that I am doing my job. So that tells you that I don't need them. I don't need them. You know, so you follow other football like Suriname. No, I don't follow Suriname either. I don't follow no. I think only 80 I followed 80 Football Federation. I followed, and it's because sometimes I'm doing analysis, and people respect my analysis, so they take information from me. So sometimes I pass some information and some young players and stuff, you know. And I do that for everybody, Jamaica as well, Suriname as well, you know. So I do that for everybody, but I don't really follow people. If you know me, truth is truth. I'm just a person in my own box. It's not about me just not following people. I'm just a person that's being by. I like to be by myself so I can think how I want. So the Asian, as
As
all right.
of
Anyways,
today.
I'm not. Big up yourself, determined. Big up yourself. I am still doing a job for Jamaica, so you can't complain. All right. I just said I never followed the federation, so I couldn't find them, and I'm barely on Instagram. I'm barely on Instagram. I'm barely on any socials at all. To be honest, I don't go on Facebook, don't go on Instagram, don't go on Twitter. You understand me? Yes. So I will get those information about who is added when the time comes. The games will be tomorrow. Truth or truth, JA football too corrupt, especially when selecting players. The manager and the coach has two different agendas, and I'm gonna make a video asking should should we have managers that are full-fledged managers that control the players that comes in? They can't contact all 23 players, make sure they come in, or they should have additional people for those separate jobs. Because I think that is a big problem in Jamaica, you know. I'm not going to tell you what I know, but I've always said it for 3 years now, or 3 or 4 years. What you have to always be the person who contact the players them, get the final decision from the players them and everything. Because the once that little gap is there for someone else to do it, they can easily come to you and tell you that it never got through. Something stories can always come up. All right, and I can tell you people I've heard those informations a lot of times. We have heard it public the last time with U20s. So is it that the coach them should have full autonomy to be managers, that they are contacting everybody and they should not have any team manager, or they should not have they should not have any, or the team manager's job should be completely different. Team manager's job is to make sure the jerseys are okay and all of those things. You understand me? Let me know. Let me know if that's a way of solution for this Jamaican situation, because it can be easily manipulated when you have a new coach comes in. And I've seen 3 coaches came in and I heard the same stories after, because people can easily twist things because they are contacting players and the final contact never made by the coach. What say you? Top a request
Um,
that he get the axe. Yes. But that's why I brought it up, because I said it's 3 years. I'm seeing the same problem. All right. I know I've heard that people stepped in and caused more problems again. That's why maybe you guys never saw people that you wanted to see in this current squad.
JD, the the job of contacting players should be removed from the purview of the team manager. Totally. The team manager is not supposed to be doing the job of the coach, who we put at the level of managing player relation. The team manager should not do that, because if you're going to sublet that responsibility to the team manager has the power to give you what he wants or what he thinks you should get, which has been the case with the Jamaica football program for far too long. They determine which players the coach can get, which player will hear favorable thing about the coaches. It is the coach that has the plan. It is the coach that is the face of the program. Let him be responsible for who comes or who is contacted. Let the coach do that. I him I go handle the player when the player come. So don't put somebody there to determine which player come, which is what Jamaica has been doing. It is
Yeah, I think
wrong.
that is something that people need to start champion. The second and third
It
and
is
behind the
wrong.
coach, especially in Jamaica, should need to stop, because when you have a country that's already favoring one set of thing, and these people are from that country, more likely they will influence a lot of things. So, coach, if you're listening, make sure you can have more power on the, the final calls. If your years a player can come, or his papers are not done, make sure to check 15 times that that statement is true, because sometimes people have other reasons for what they're doing. All right, just making sure you know,
Don't say sometimes.
coach.
JD, don't use the word sometimes. Don't use the word sometimes. We can be clear. This is what has been done in the Jamaica football space for as long as I have been watching it.
Yes, because
The,
a
it
lot
is
of
it is
coaches come and talk
the
about the same
so-called
problem,
manager that determine.
including coaches from our own country. Like Tapa, President Tapa
Yes,
said the same thing. Man come from England said the same thing. You understand me? Yes, Conroy, big up yourself and everyone, big up yourself. I'm just putting that out there because I heard something and some players coming in and what's causing the problems. And I can tell it's shocking. I can't believe I was so right 3 years ago. I need to just change my name from Billy Diamond to what I should just name Nostradamus, because I said those things are going to happen. Because what I've figured out, there is a trajectory for them to keep on moving the goalposts from where they started. Because where they started is none of these guys wanted to play. Then we proved that they wanted to play. They have to be 5% better. No, then prove that they're 10, 20% better. No, you know what? We have to. There's no coach can come back in the country and do what Chafers did. We have to have full control of this. They have to do it in a certain manner. It has always moved. The post has always moved to the next part, and it's just true. You don't want to. Yes, I have a crystal ball because I've been saying this for 3 years. We need people from outside that are educated to come in and supervise or deal with the overall thing, period. So if we need a coach, we need a outside team manager that can understand football as well. Just as the coach. So both of them can link up, and the ones that are contacting people can easily well put on the paper that yes, Aritam wants to play, his papers are done. Big up Mr. Dirty Harry, his papers are done and he's ready to play. Not a man that will tell you that, oh, Aritam already, brother. And that, I'm not gonna get into it, people, because true, I'm still researching. But these foolishness have been happening a long time now, and that's how when you hear people coming out, burning out the JFF. Sometimes these things are always let up because of how the structure sets. Fortune teller or Obia man. No such is not fortune teller or Obia man here, but I've said that because I realized that they run from competition. They just put a next roadblock in the way for everybody. So I said, what will happen? What will happen next? They're gonna move it to this, and then remember it had happened twice, It had happened twice when Bobby Reed and it happened when Bobby Reed, Jamal Lowe, and when I got the truth, and when the players them came out and said, "No man, nobody never called me, brother. I wasn't called." So remember it happened
JD,
more than once, And it happened with
that
Mikel
Jamal
Antonio
interview,
4 years ago as well.
that Jamal interview gone below file 13, You're not see that again. That Jamal interview not coming back, And that is the reality of the sad state of affairs
All right, so
in the
people say this
Jamaican football.
Antonio on the pitch, wonderful. Wonderful Antonio is there as well. Hopefully he just keeps it soft as possible. Don't pressure yourself, Don't pressure yourself. Don't pressure yourself. Make sure you're in the best of health for the next game. Yes, Pastor. Yes, yes, yes. Some people, but Neil goes, he said, but JD, who say they don't know what to do? They just have too much ego and doing things for their own. But I'm saying, if a man come to help the country, which is educated to do so, stop. We need the strongest people and behind him, supporting him to get the job done. It just looks like we hire people for their expertise to get our job done, which is not for the country. So maybe if a sell a player is our job, his rightful job was brought into for the country. You understand me? But you are trying to twist it to your benefit. So it just sad. And that's why I said I want to do more research before I jump to that, because it's just sad. It's just sad. And it's a long time, years now it's happening. Antonio can mentor Burrell. Yes, he can mentor all of the forwards, them. All of them. So why them just done with Norman Campbell? So the coach said Norman Campbell did everything when he came in the last time and everything when he saw him at his club. So the coach says he did everything on both sides, but his time will return. And then you have a little player that's not playing none at all, but theme time turn up no. So one not playing football none at all, and one did everything what you want for his club and also on the Jamaica team. But the one that's not playing football got selected, and
Can
the
I
one that is playing and
can I
do everything what
answer?
you want never got selected. So that's why when people talk about the coach being this, I can't push it back. I would still be honest.
Can I answer that? Can I answer that question that Campus 23 asked?
No, Damian Dash, he's not talking about for selection only. He's talking about overall when the coach made that statement about the player. He made that statement before when the player was in match day FIFA window. He said the player did everything, but the team is just hard to make. You understand me? And he did everything, so his time will return. So I thought one of the reporters would have said, but oh, Dixon time comes. And the reason why I've used Dixon so much of people is because I know he's not doing nothing in his club. So what are the criteria you're using to pick the players them? That's why I've used that, people. That's why I've used that. I'm not picking on the kid. I'm just showing you how the triple standard. And both of them are Jamaican Barnes. So this is not no standard. This is just me saying this is a three mode, four faces. And so some standard for some people, some for none. But at the same time, let me give the coach some grace. The coach had said he has to learn the ways of the JFF. He said that. So that tells me that he's picking his team And the JFF has their own agenda, so he has to incorporate what they want as well. And that doesn't have to do with what he came here for, which is to qualify. So what I'm pretty much saying is he has to pick the strongest one and can get the best out of, and can shoulder the burden of others, of the other objective, which is not his objective. Go ahead, Pastor, and then we can move on.
In answering the question that Campus 23 asked, I'm going to say, without target him, that he asked a good question, but can be deemed disingenuous because he already know the answer to that. And the answer came up. Norman Campbell was already sold. They have to keep Dixon in the shop window so Dixon can be sold. And on top of that, Dixon, even though he is gone to Charlton, has not gone to a level where he is stable at Charlton. The report from Charlton is that he needs to up his game. He needs to learn some things to go up in rank. I'm going to go to the midfield. We had John Russell tearing down the place, but we had Soleil McCullough.
And he said one of his friends told him about what John Russell doing in England, but you're in
What
England. So
and
what
he
are you
lives in
doing in
England.
England?
Th- that- you-
And then you make that
this,
statement about
this,
Ravel. You can see why people can't are just falling out of love with
no,
the guy so fast.
but I'm going to go to the third one now. I'm going to go to the third one now. He said his plan is to be playing the kind of football that makes the Jamaica team a more ball retention style team. But there's no mention of Daniel Johnson and Ravel Morrison. These are your players that hold the ball up. And you are going to go to the JPL. The JPL. I am yet to see one of the quality JPL ballers talked about that has control over the football. We're not talking about take down a ball dead, because that football has moved way past that. Which of these so-called players have impeccable control of the football? So when McLaren now talk that he's going possession base, but he doesn't select the players that
That
have
has the
the technical,
possession ability.
the possession ability. What are you telling me? I have read a
Yeah,
few books.
but you know that means, Pastor. It's Jesse Guna. Bless yourself, Jesse Guna, and everyone that's coming in. Bless up on yourself as well. Please do it like when it's 200 people here. We only have around 30 more minutes to go. Yeah, so definitely likes. Then we get at least 120 likes because we know that the system is a little bit different and it will come up normal when we are finished. But because I wasn't at home. Yeah. So. And that's why I said, I heard somebody mention a YouTuber in our chat. I'm not talking that YouTuber that got that position the other day. And I still don't think he's in no full position to make any decision. He's just like in a semi position that he does a few things. I'm talking the main person for that damn position, the one that they're saying that he came in to help. That's who I'm talking. That man shouldn't have a position there, none at all. You get me? When they're so fixed in Jamaica football, that's what I'm saying. You should have a man that comes with the coach, should be the manager, the team manager, for the coach. It shouldn't be a fixed assistant coach, a fixed team manager from Jamaica. It shouldn't be none of those things. It should be the man of his own backroom staff coming in, because that will always cause problem, because sometimes that was the problem for the previous manager. Because Tapper said the problem for the previous manager, for him at that point, was the man that's in the backroom staff. Then him at the same backroom staff. Then he's in the same backroom staff of now. So if the same person that was a problem from day one when Tapper spoke, how can they still be here today? And then we're having the same problem. So now it proves that that wasn't the problem, that the coaches weren't the problem at any time. Tapa was one of the most successful Jamaican coach. Schaefer was one of the most successful Jamaican coach. I want to talk about Al Grimson. Al Grimson come and won, made third place. Made third place, made third place, so he did his job. You understand me? He made us 500,000 US dollars. You understand me? And brought in a lot of young players and tried to force a narrative that we should pick the quality players, and we tend to hate him because he made those statements. Warrior, believe me, man, believe me. I sit down and map out what is the problem. And Warrior, I can tell you, I fully agree with you. 1000%. I agree with you. I can't believe I'm saying that, Warrior, but I agree with you 1000%. I have listened to that man spoke the other day and winning the Premier League. And I've realized that these people are self-centered and not about Jamaica football going anywhere. The statements that he made in his interview, please go and listen to it. They are not protecting Jamaica football. You're trying to keep Jamaica football in that dump so they can manipulate it and benefit off it. Because if they
And
release that,
benefit.
that's
Mhm.
when quality players will be coming through and they can pick who they want. These people can come and buy clubs and pick who they want, not to force, not the people that control all of the local ballers. The man them have to come and buy them from them. No, they want to go and scout the right ballers and know where they're coming from, academies and everything. But when implementing the rules to benefit off it, people, the people we can't see these things. Um, Believe me, man, it's sad if you can't see it because it's so in front of your face. It's shocking. Just not moving forward. Yeah, man. When I heard the man saying about, oh yeah, man, we are all this together, man. The poor club won, brother. No, a man is as rich as what he can do with his riches, pastor. So if him can't buy no players from outside for add values to him damn team, oh what his riches has to do with anything,
His riches
Pastor?
makes no sense. His
His
riches
riches
makes no
makes no sense
sense.
because they restrict him from buying more than 5 to 6 players. So he's as rich as his riches can afford him to. So you only are using riches now to big up yourself, which is some trash ass games you win against the guy, defending the whole damn game, embarrassing performances. You understand me? So people that I respect, well, when I see them, it hurt my feelings to never seen these things so long. To see how envious these people are and how them hold back Jamaica in the end. Them hold back Jamaica in the end. You understand me? They hold back Jamaica in the end. And it's very sad, people. But when I saw it, because I
JD,
wanted to come here and say congratulations. JD, look on the post JFF make yesterday, expose them. What post they made yesterday? Just Skinny said he only about selling and a play and making profit. He had told us 4 years ago. I should have believed him. But when I'm listening now, I'm saying, oh God, this is nothing about helping Jamaica and Jamaicans. This is about, so really and truly, Mr. Butler ain't further away from these mans. Mr. Butler was just not in the position and he's straightforward. So I tend to want to like that person more than the person that is going to come around and pretend, and that is a sad thing. But I'm just hoping that we get the best possible results. It's sad.
JD,
Wonder
and
if him know how rich Mount Pleasant is. But you only can be as rich as what you can do with your riches. Because if the man come and tell me that it's a cap league, me only can spend 100 million and everybody else have 100 million. It doesn't matter if me value 500 billion because I only can spend 100 million. Right. Just like how they have it here, you only can bring in more than 6 players. But JD, Butler is the same. Look, no, 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 no. I like that because I know that Butler don't want you to like him. Because he's telling you what he's all about. But this man is coming and telling you that other people want it this way. But really and truly, he want it that way because he told us before that's the way he wanted it. He only switches his mouth when he think it could have benefited him. You know? And so I'm saying people can see that I'm an honest person. I'm not gonna pick any side because
JD,
I know a person. It's not going to happen. It's Jamaica first and everybody 15th. You understand me? Equal 15. So if you do foolish, it's a 15th, you're gonna come. Ravel Morrissey is back in action. All right. So what happened to the league where you can't get any information or the power of the people and bullying and the coach? Eat a food mentality. Yeah, man. I think that's what it is. And Jamaica football is that's why it's so surrounded about around poor people because you have to have somebody to manipulate. And the more educated people are not going to manipulate. You get me? So not just poor, but the uneducated as well. A lot in Jamaica local football, and that is a problem. And the more now it's getting more educated, they are trying to stop it from evolving and use it to say that people use money. That's why they're trying to stop the money part. No, they're trying to stop the league from evolving with education. Yo, I'm not 15, bro. I think I'm good enough to be about 8. Big of yourself, Bob Sports. Thanks for being here. CC said the coach is not managing the situation well. Yes, man. Yes, believe me. the coach, the
JD,
reporter them beat him into sensible. You know, you know, I'm going to
on
yo, people,
on
coach, we have to call Ravel in. Yo, dog, coach, just put Ravel in it. We're gonna put 4 more other man, but put Ravel in it. You know, yeah, them say them on Ravel going to team. Ravel, come back. Yo, Ravel, I can't see your league, you know, but the people say them size your league, so you have to come in here. All right? Because the reporter man
on
almost stronger me, you know.
on that note about the caps that they have put on the Jamaican system to keep it from developing. Ireland is considered an associate nation in cricket.
Mm-hmm.
In the match that was played, the West Indies played them in a 3 match series. It drew 1-1 because them destroy West Indies in the first game. You know what they were when they asked the guys in charge of Ireland cricket, what can they do now to solidify? You know what they said? They need to bring in top quality players because the Irish league has developed to where it is producing quality players. They need to bring in top quality players from the likes of Australia, India, that can now reach their local cohorts to the point where their local cohorts can learn from these top shelf professionals.
Mm-hmm.
And the manager who was speaking said that is our next step because it's our only step. We have maxed out what we can do in that. The systems that we have put in place are now producing players that can compete. So to take us to the next level, we need to bring in the best from outside of our country to play in our domestic league. And this is cricket, But I'm using that to say this across all disciplines, not even just sports. If you're going to improve your stock, you need to import what is above your stock. In agriculture, when you're improving a herd, you get a high profile sire to improve your stock. It has to be better than what you have. You open the gate and bring in what is better than your stock. Jamaica is the only place they really don't want to develop nothing in Jamaica. These men are practicing criminal acts. They're not developing anything in Jamaica. They are preventing the development of football in Jamaica because the sad state presently benefits them as individuals.
Yes. And the pastor put to add on that, I think the man, remember the man just won the championship, And the praise that we're giving Mount Pleasant still in the man brains. The man come out and talk about Mount Pleasant and himself. I talk about what people talk. Like when I watched the interview, I said, I know that he's watching my videos. I know that he's listening to what the fan base saying. Because to everybody I give Mount Pleasant so much credit for sending the kids them go to school and I try to preach education because you have to live what you want to do on the field. You understand me? In life, you have to live what you want to be. So that is just a fact, period. So I think, brother, congratulations to him and the team. I wish Mount Pleasant would have won, because I wanted the rule to be changed back to what I saw in the Premier League, like 5 to 6 homegrown players per team, not the reverse way of 5 overseas players that can come in. That's what I wanted. I wanted it to be that way. That means people can go and scout who they want. You don't have so much data on Jamaican players. So, Jamaica sells the most fantasy and the most over exaggeration on planet Earth. So you will never get the player that you truly want. They're going to tell you that this is the greatest player and cannot the man of his money. But the man can properly go over, assess the Asian, brought him in. Assess the next man, brought him in. Got all datas and brought him in. You understand me? But those things are restricted on the people and coming in with their money. And it's restricting the league because you know why? If you brought in all of those quality players, the league is going to become harder to make. So you have to be one of the best fives to force to go on a bench, and you have to be extremely good to get picked in a man's squad. The other day, what people talk about, the Asian and Mount Pleasant team. And he was 16. But everybody talking about him is clearly better than everybody. And I heard it in the whole stadium. The whole stadium are Jamaicans. So imagine if they could have had the chance to put 15 of those 16-year-old Asians on the field. And they are beating Cavaliers and beating everybody. You know,
but
reality would have sink in. No, Pastor, I'm trying to show you. That would have been an expose. And then now, the JFF would have to change some rules, but they always twist away how they can keep their fantasy and bullyism on everything. And that's what they have done with this rule. But change this rule, believe me, I don't even think Mr. Speed qualify for any Concacaf anymore. If you change this rule, because he has to go in his pocket and spend money to get more Surinamese. He wouldn't have to limit him. No, he can't. Oh, remember, pace myself. I already have the better Jamaican players them because I was in the system before Mount Pleasant and Montego Bay. You see what I'm talking about, Pastor? So and
mhm.
I can send the leader with some information and put up these for sale and stuff because you have to have these amount in a team. It makes it harder for the man them to actually come.
And
But you must have a balance, JD. You don't need to have a balance. The balance is 5 mandatory players should be in the team. So that means if 5 players, even if you're not good, you're gonna be in the team and have the ability to get the education what each club's bringing in. What kind of balance? What do you mean balance? You need to have 30 man on a squad and only 5 overseas players can make the team. Oh, that makes sense to determine. Brother, why wouldn't you just make some stories?
you're not in the
Um,
business of football. You're not in the
Why
business of
should they
football
bring
doing
in
that.
mostly for no? Ronaldo, you're the man them keeping a league. You can't say why them should bring no, they should have a choice to bring in who they want. They should have a choice to bring in who they want. You have a mandate. England have five young players spot. Why England make the most money? Why they never said 25 players? No, 15 players have to come from England. Why they never said that? You know why? They know that it's going to market the league even better. Oh, Son is the most watched player. Son and Salah is the 2 most watched player in the league. Where are they from? Korea and
In
Egypt.
Egypt,
And Egypt. You know how much fans they brought in? That's how you sell a brand. So by but they're not, and they want to promote the brand. They want to promote the brand, but they're just they don't believe in themselves. And I've always told you that they don't believe in themselves. I think it's five players, 5 homegrown players should be in a squad. 5, not 8. The 8 is for overall, maybe your overall system, but it's 5 I know about. But that rule
JD,
that they're bringing in, it limits people going forward. I've heard about the players that played in Jamaica that come from overseas, and they say the football is not. I'm informing on the players, but some of the technical players them saying that the football is completely different from what they grow up and know. It's a kick around, and you have to anticipate things a lot more because it's not what they used to. It's all about speed and nothing else. You understand me? Also, JD, he brought in many fans from Uzbekistan supporting City now. All right, thank you very much. No, that's not what I'm saying, JD. I was being sarcastic. Okay. Thank God Ravel is back in the team. So the JPL wants to run like schoolboy football. Yes, that's because you force people now to have to limit themselves when their assessment more established people worldwide. They have to be forced now into just okay, here say I'm gonna hear that this guy is great. And some of these guys, by the time they know that Jamaicans exaggerate more than nobody else on planet Earth, is when it's too late. They have 20 man for them team. And it's so, and I heard argument that man just trying to sell them player to Mount Pleasant. You hear me? Man literally saying that they are trying to sell their players to Mount Pleasant, knowing that it's not going to work out certain way, and trying to tell the players them some things as well. Pastor, it's getting bad. It's getting bad.
I
They are
want to
trying
go
to
to the
plan
I
even
want to go
before
to the
the campaign is out
hypocrisy.
yet.
I want to go straight to the hypocrisy within the Cavaliers club. I
No, Pastor, I never
remember.
call no name, you know. I never call no name, club name. I
No,
just
but
tell
me,
people what's going on in the league.
I
So
am
that's why I'm not
calling a
saying
name.
phone.
I'm calling the name because I remember an interview where Mr. Speed declared that Jadine White has to be in the national senior team because the JFF invested in the development of Jadine White. The same JD White is sitting on the bench at Cavaliers and is not being used in major competitions by Cavalier, the same club that Mr. Speed is in charge of. If that is not a putrefying sore, I don't know what is, because he is not good enough to protect Cavalier, but he has to be in the national senior team.
Oh,
If
so
you
you're
have
saying,
to get a
you're talking about hypocrisy. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's
yes,
a good point. That's a good point.
this
I
is
thought I brought it up before as well. I thought I brought it up
this
before as well.
this is where we need to come face to face with the dragon, the demon that has possessed the Jamaica football, that has possessed the Jamaica football program. It is untenable. You can It is hard to even wrap your mind around it that something so diabolic and criminal is being normalized. The national team is playing at a higher standard, and your goalkeeper is not fit for the standard, the lower standard that you're playing at. But he has to be in the national team. And JD White was there for how long? Holding up a space. Now he's not good enough after all that investment and that education and training.
Sorry
JD,
about that.
I'm gonna say
Yeah,
one more thing on it
yeah. So, and then I just finish
before
the
we
show
move
with
on
just
we move on to
the next
something
time
else.
for Unity because I have the
I want to
Trinidad
say
squad next.
I want to say to everybody in the chat and who will listen to this program after, why is it our track athletes get scholarship every single year in droves to go to colleges abroad, but our footballers cannot?
Mm.
Jamaicans get basketball scholarship. We get scholarship for actually every sporting discipline. Why is it a large percentage of our footballers can't get scholarship? And you talk about words people use to describe people. The coach said that they're not educated. I want us to consult the dictionary, what uneducated means. And you will see why the the management of the Jamaica football program keeps the program capped the way they do, because you can abuse somebody who don't know their rights, and that is what they have been perpetuating on the Jamaican society for too long.
I agree. So this is a Trinidad squad. People, we have named the Jamaica squad. We earned additions to the Jamaica squad, but that's how Jamaica squads have always been replaced and chop and change. I've never, oh, Pastor, we never had a Jamaican squad. Like for the last 5 years, we never had a Jamaican squad that everybody was listed on the squad. And they have the Jamaica have been the last team, always the last team to name their squad. And every single time we have replacements and chop and change. I don't know how that's possible when the others them name their squad from before and everybody turn up almost every time. Sometimes they do have the same
And all
players.
of the
But
players that they're
yeah,
calling in
but
were always available.
yeah, so let me go through Trinidad squad. So Trinidad went for goalkeeper, Denzel Smith, Marvin Phillips, Jabari, Tent Alair, Sheldon Bulio, or whatever his name is, Justin Garcia, Jamal Jack, Alvin Jones, Jesse Williams, Andre Raymond, Jelani Peters,
and Hamilton, that's defenders. Midfielders, Kevin Molina, Daniel Phillips, Jovin Jones, Noah Powder, Mockets, John Paul, Ratchford, Dante Gilbert, Lee Him, Rio Gardines, and Kaheem Thomas. And then forwards, Isaiah Lee, Ryan Moore, and Isaiah Leacock. And goal head coach Dwight York. So they do have players missing out of that number. Still, that could have been quality players added, but we will watch what the. So far I've not. Let me look for the Ghana squad. The Ghana squad, because I've not named out the Ghana squad. So far, the strongest squad, Isaac is from Sweden, Mbomo is from Cameroon, and Wolves is from New Zealand. Thank you. All right, so Unity Cup for Ghana. Lawrence Ziggy in goal. All right. Benjamin Benjamin Joseph Onang. Mensa from Bodor is in the team. Onan from Red Star Belgrade. Salisu is in the team from Monaco. Stefan in the team. Essen Simpson. Caleb in the team. Salis from Sunderland in the team. Ibrahim from Atalanta in the team. Francis from Cercle Braga in the team. Majid from Anderlecht in the team. Abdul's from Barcelona Athletic, that is. Lawrence from Cercle Braga as well. Christopher from Genk. Jordan Ayew from Leicester. Thomas from Coventry City. Felix from Juventus Next Gen. Apako in the team, and Mohammed from USG. So it's not a bad team. It's not a bad team at all. It's not a bad team at all. Ghana team is still could have had Party and others on the team. Those are not on the team, but their team ain't bad at all. They have went for solid young youth players that are performing very well in Belgium and France, to add to experienced players. We have done the same, but our performing players are playing in way lower league than their performing players. So I would say that Ghana team doesn't look bad at all. Pass the mute mic. They said Ghana team doesn't look bad at all. Look like all of their players are playing in top league. Yeah, all of these young players are playing in top leagues. That tells you that Ghana team is going places, because um you don't have a lot of players. JD, where you think Jamaica finishing? It looks like we're gonna have problems against both African teams, because their quality of their team looked good. At least you're gonna get good tests. Chevy Special, big up yourself. Low, big up yourself. Where you think Jamaica team finishing? I don't know. As long as you beat Trinidad, as long as you beat Trinidad, and Trinidad team that look so strong, people. Their team that look so strong, people. So as long as we beat Trinidad, I'm happy. I'm happy. You know, don't worry, JD. We have the best of JPL. Yeah. But as long as we beat Trinidad team and we put up a good fight against any one of the other African teams, I'm okay. But I think
JD,
Ellery Cross, big up
this is
yourself.
where I
Continue, brother.
disagree with. This is where I disagree with you. I am setting higher standards than that.
Pastor, I said
Trinidad is
I'm
in the.
not influenced one, so if it gets
I,
higher, I'm going to give them credit, Pastor. That's all.
no, no, no,
So
no,
I
no.
said third
That,
or
that's
fourth.
I heard what you said, and I said this is where I disagree with you. I am not saying you said anything wrong. I just disagree. Trinidad is in.
Just they name young players, but some of the best young players in world football. So that's what I've said to them, that they have named young players, but none of them they come from the countries. They are playing in big leagues. So even that they don't play, they don't name all of the name players. Like Inaki, Williams, Party, and those guys. They are still big players worldwide, young prospects coming through. So they are going to be good just the same. They are just not the big names them that we know as household names. Yes, that is right. So they are going to give Jamaica a fight if
Trinidad,
Jamaica plays them. And Nigeria team is very good. Nigeria team is already very good. I saw Nigeria signing players trying to fight for a player in Germany, Pastor. Pastor. I saw Nigeria. I named the player in the squad. And it looked like they were having paperwork with because he's coming from Germany and they're fighting for the player. Nigeria have 5,000 players. So how are they fighting for players?
come on.
When I saw it, I'm saying, how is this possible? What gives Nigeria the right to fight for players?
How many million people lives in Nigeria?
Eh?
Nigeria
I'm
operates a
100
professional.
I
Nigeria
think the
operates
last
a
time they
professional league.
Nigeria reached 200 million people now, almost 200. Around
Uh,
150 million or something.
and they're
From
and they're
100
fighting
to
for and
200
they're
million,
fighting for a player. And they're fighting for a player. And
And they're fighting
Jamaica
for a player with
and
Germany.
Jamaica
They're
which
fighting with Germany.
and
Yep.
Jamaica which is topping out at 3 million, is refusing players. Help me make that make sense.
But
Help me make that sense.
based on how we are acting here, we should win in the Cup, because these are not the first teams qualified. A lot of people here, and we have more. Uh,
J- JD, JD, oftentimes when I go on,
yeah.
oftentimes when I go to places where they're having fun days, I go when they're doing the tug of war. You know that it only takes one incompetent person in the tug of war team for you to lose. Jamaica has been guilty of encumbering the team
Oh,
with
them
players.
give Nigeria new population pastor 237 million. Nigeria breeding like
Good.
on heart because a couple years ago, 100 million Nigeria had. From 100 million to
Well,
150 million to 237 million. Somebody check that, please. Nigeria reached 237 million? Jesus, God.
float
Please, who is
management
that
is
team?
saying approximately 6 million with the diaspora, and I'm not. I didn't ask about Nigeria's diaspora. Jamaica is topping out at 3 million people on the island. Nigeria is 237 million people within the country. There is no way you can make sense that a nation of 3 million people is going to be refusing because Jamaica's population in the diaspora is larger than on the island.
That's
There's
jokers.
no way
That's
a
what you heard. That's
population,
what you heard.
there's there's no way a population of 3
Nigeria is
million
200
people.
million people. No, no, no. They can't be. So
Not
you're
not
telling
gonna
me
lie to myself.
600 million people in Nigeria don't have any documents, so they can't report them. So 600 million according to determine. So people in Nigeria have a billion people. I wouldn't doubt it, I don't think it's impossible, But I don't think a billion people at Nigeria. I don't think.
JD, Nigeria is one of the largest population on the African continent. Let's put it that way. It is one of the
Let me check
largest
when we had
populations
100
on the
million
continent.
people because this not right. Pastor, me I tell us 10 years ago, I'm trying to type in Nigeria population 10 years ago. You're going to see what I'm talking about. So I don't know what people are multiplying for. Nigeria population
No, no, JD, they have done better with their with their record keeping. So
10
that
years ago.
six that number that is being added, they are cleaning up the books. So more of the
Pastor, in
persons have
20,
been.
Pastor, in 2015, Nigeria population was 170 million people.
All right.
You see what I'm telling you
So
about?
they have added six.
So you're
So they have
telling
added 60
60
million
million
people.
people,
They have
60
added
million,
60
60 million people, 60 million
in
people in less than
in
10
10
years.
years.
Jesus.
Yes.
I'm gonna eat that. Maybe a billion people there for real. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Maybe a billion people is there for real. Because
No,
you must
but
have to
JD,
multiply
I'm
that.
saying to you, JD, no, no, no. It's not that they're don't say that. It's not that they're behaving like rabbits that much. It is that what has happened is that they have done better with their enumeration system. So
Okay.
more persons are documented now. They're covering this. They're covering the scope. They're scoping out their people and making records of them.
They're breathing well. 60 million people. All right, people. Yeah, so
Claudine, JD, before you go, Claudine,
yeah, no,
the
finish
dog
up.
is trying to
Jerry
get
said
me
he
to
wanted
wrestle
you
with
to finish
him,
the point.
and that
So
is
go
why,
ahead,
and
finish
that
up.
is why he's making noise. Go ahead, JD.
No, I'm saying finish up because Jero said they were saying something, but I was just so shocked. Jero's about
Okay,
60 million people in 15 years.
yeah,
I have never heard those type
yes.
of numbers. You know, that's just on
What
out of
I
the
was
blue.
saying,
No, 60 million.
what I was saying for those persons who wonder why we are offended and we feel frustrated a lot of the times with the policy positions of our federation is that to anybody that are using their heads, their brains, nothing that the JFF is doing makes sense as it relates to our best players do not reside on the island. In no discipline at all, whether sports or otherwise, do you encumber a team with somebody who is not at the level, expecting that the team is going to beat the rest of the world? You have to literally select people who are at the requisite competence so that the team is not supposed to be dragged down by a single player. I'm supposed to be able to depend on you to hold up your end. That way I can function effectively. If I'm going to have to be doing my best in my end, remember, I'm not competing against myself, right? I'm competing against others. So if I'm going to have to cover my end and then cover your end and still have to be doing the coverage for both positions to match against no not one person but two persons, that is a recipe for failure. And I really do not pay any attention to the likes of Travis's comments. Travis, I am not talking about locally born players. I'm talking about a system that is running the entire world, running every single discipline. You do not put a strip lug on your car because even with a brand new lug tool, you're going to have problems removing it. If something is not at the standard, it is not at the standard. It no matter where it come from. I'm not having this discussion about local born. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but if you
If
had not
they were
if
at
you
the
had not
standard,
if you had not uttered that word, then you don't have to even pay that any mind. You know what you're saying, and any person that's listening and honestly want to hear what you're saying would have to just listen to what you're saying. So you don't have to fight
yeah,
yourself anymore. You know?
yeah,
Yeah. Well, good point.
it
Good
just
point.
doesn't make any
Um, let me
sense.
just share this before my pastor. Someone said, why we don't talk about what Nigeria doing, oh, but they're performing. I have a Nigerian channel by myself. I have my Wemaxit channel is almost a Nigerian channel, a Suriname and Haiti channel. I do videos separate. So if I did not talk about it here, nobody know that I'm not, everybody know that I'm not cheating them. I do Nigerian content similar to how I do Jamaican content, to be honest. Especially matches. I think I followed Nigeria more in our competition because Nigeria does better at football than Jamaica. You understand me? So I've done U17s, U15s, U20s, girls 21s, 23s, 75. It doesn't even matter at this point. Yes, some big man just react and emotion. Okay, local players like King struggled against SVG. Yes, but my final point is I don't think in life I should reward failure. You can't fail and I reward you with an extension. And I think that all in Jamaica Football Federation, I saw Fela gets rewarded because of just flat out ego. And I think that's where I'm going to stop it on this program. We will be back. Tomorrow I will try to get the exact time when I would try to come on. But if you know it around in certain time frame, I might start a little bit late. All right. Yes. And I don't know if I'm gonna do the Jamaica game on this channel and then do the Nigeria video on the next channel. All right. All right. So, Pastor, give your final point so we can run out a year. People, please do
Yeah.
click like button and share and subscribe. And thanks for passing through. Yeah, Pastor, go ahead.
As I was saying with the Trinidad team, my expectation is for Jamaica development to be considered something of worth. We have got to be punching outside of our region. And there are two
We
teams in
Max
the
it football.
competition.
How do you know? We Max it football. Let's type in we. Go ahead, Pastor.
There are two teams in the competition that are not from our region. And so I will be measuring success for this Jamaican team against both or either of those teams because for us to we can't play both of them. We're playing Trinidad and the winner or loser of the other game. So we'll play one of them. So I'll be measuring the success of the Jamaican team against whichever one we play. And that's where I stand. So the result against Trinidad for me does not matter. That is not going to determine success of the team in my book any at
Okay,
all.
so
I
against
don't care
African
how
team
much they
tomorrow.
beat Trinidad by.
All right.
Yes,
Against, let me type in. Let me give people the time of the game. So if anything, I can just. All right. So tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow 8:45. 8:45. All right. So people. Yes, they said Antonio and Ravel is back in the team. I have not confirmed it as yet, but based on the amount of people saying it, I want to think it's true. Because one thing about my fan base, they don't go around with the foolishness. So from they said that's how it goes, that's how it goes. All right. Yes. So people 8:45, they said tomorrow I will be on from about my time, my thing maybe hour and a half. So I won't do any pre-match tomorrow. I will just start my stream earlier, and stuff. All right, yeah, man. So thanks yet again. Finish your part up. We have like 3 minutes before I have to shut off. I
yeah.
don't know about the Ravel, but that's what people tell me in my chat, and I want to believe. Go ahead, Pastor, because I don't want them to say me tell them that
It is a sad thing. You said that you don't want to be the one rewarding failure, but it is not just players that Jamaica Football Federation has rewarded
No,
failures in.
8 p.m. Martin, 8:45 my time PM, 7:45 UK time, not 7 UK time.
It is not
This is
just. It is
only
not
American
just.
time. You don't know European time, brother. Go ahead, Pastor. Sorry, these people look information.
It is not just. It is not just in our players we have rewarded failures. Um, whatever Tapa has become now, the people in Wadada, the people in the school that he coached, for a long time didn't see Tapa as any kind of success because Tapa got a Premier League team, and where is it now? It was under his stewardship that it was, but Tapa became the national senior team coach. Marion Gardner was an embarrassment with the youth program. He's with the senior team program, and you can go on and on. The biggest success that we could say we have would be Miguel Coley with Schaefer's,
And
and
he's
we
not a
haven't
part of the
rewarded him.
program.
And he's not a part of the program. We haven't rewarded him. We keep rewarding the failures. If you check the record of Meron Gordon, we consider that Meron Gordon failed with Tapa, failed with Grim. Why do we believe he's going to be a success with McLaren? He's still there. And we keep recycling the failures without even doing an autopsy on their failures. It's the same thing we did
I
with
heard
Xavier.
Cranky talk about that before. So let me give Cranky credit on that. Yeah.
It's the same thing we did with Xavier Gilbert with the female team. You keep doing these things as though the rest of the world is blind and we don't know what we know. The information that is available, we don't know it. So for me, I think the failure
Yeah, good.
at this
Yeah, me
time has to
Pastor,
go
Pastor,
directly
you have to
to
keep
the
it going anyway.
federation.
So finish and
Okay,
finish your point and we come at my close of the show, yeah?
yes. So at this time, I would have to say that the failure in the Jamaica football program has to be brought to the leveling, to the ground at the foot of the GFF. And that's just it. The truth of the situation is I don't need to get personal with anybody. For all those who in the comment making personal remarks, I don't need to get the record is there. I didn't tell any lie on Tapa or any of them. The record is there. They did not do well with the programs that they were given initially, but they continued to get opportunities. They kept being rewarded having failed. It doesn't make any sense. Until people like Travis stop having influence in Jamaican matters, things can't get better. He likes to get 10 love. Well, if if I'm to take that serious, not even in domino, I don't want to lose so many games. Much more in football. McLeod Sweets, the JFF, and his friend. No Marion Garden there to learn, yet him a teach. Record is there, Pastor. Look at the last under 20. Um, I don't have to look at the record. Everybody else can look at the record. The records are there. The records are there. I am very disappointed. Ravel is back based on pressure. Ah, the,
All right, Pastor, answer that one in the note here in the Pastor, all right?
yeah,
Because I
all
just
right. Let me
Gemma.
let me let me let me answer that one.
So yes,
Yeah, yes, yeah, I see the hand. I see the hand, Gemma. Yes, Gemma. Um, it is Jenny. It is sad because, and I've used this before. I cannot discredit McLaren's CV, so I have to ask on what is the reason for this total defecting on what you know. Because if Ravel is here now, it means that he should have been here before. Stop making yourself out to be a liar for the JFF. They're not going to be able to pay you enough. Stop selling yourself short for to secure. So you're literally losing your character to secure a job with the JFF. McLaren, it's not worth it. Have a good day, all. Gemma, enjoy your day.
All right, people. So take care, yeah, people. We will see you in the next one tomorrow, yeah?